To the Applied Aikido channel. This is Elliot, and today we're going to be looking at some Atemi Waza. So Atemi Waza is Aikido style striking techniques. I plan on doing kind of a series of videos looking at all the various ways that Aikido applies striking, and then maybe do some partner applications with this at some point when everyone isn't quarantined, because it's hard to hit people from 6 feet away unless I'm practicing Key Society stuff. All right, so what Atemi Waza is it's basically the core of Aikido. If you listen to certain people, there's a really commonly thrown around quote from the founder of Aikido, Morihei Ueshiba, and it's been used so many times and mistranslated so many times that there's like 1,000 iterations of it, but it basically boils down to Atemi Waza is kind of the core of Aikido. It kind of permeates Aikido. Everything that you do in Aikido falls back to these kind of striking techniques. And what I plan on exploring in these videos is basically applications for Atemi Waza, various Atemi Waza techniques, and where they fit into applying Aikido and actually applied Aikido, applied martial arts. So today we'll start with kind of the more infamous ones, which would be these sword swing strikes. Now, Aikido, it's important to note, is very much based in sword techniques, and depending on where you studied Aikido, it's very heavily influenced on these sword swings. So a lot of the striking then is implemented as empty-handed versions of those sword swings, which is where you see a lot of these big, karate chopping motions. So when Aikido practitioners are practicing techniques in, not free play, but kind of rehearsed dances, they often do these big committed swings. But when they're actually applying their Atemi Waza, their strikes, they're very much concise, quick movements. And that's something that's common of all Aikido striking, whether it's these karate chops or punches, elbow strikes. It's always very quick, distractionary strikes. That's the purpose of striking in Aikido. So the first kind of more common one you'll see is, rather than coming all the way up here, it's almost more of a jab, but performed with the blade edge of the hand, just popping it straight out. And this will often be used as a strike to the face. Less frequently as actually a blow, and more as a kind of feint to get people to put their guards up, expose their hands, and then usually the distance will be closed after that. You'll go into like a clinch position, or once their hands are up, entangle the hands, go for something like an ikkyo or some other standing joint lock. So that's your basic kind of karate chop, which will be very, or in this case, a shomenuchi, although rather than bring the hand all the way up and having this big, exaggerated chopping motion, it's just a quick, almost jabbing kind of palm strike kind of deal. Although it's important to note that you're actually striking with the blade edge of the hand and not the palm. The second kind of one of these chopping motions that you'll see used in Aikido, it would be a yokomenuchi, or a round strike. Now, again, when practicing in the kind of dance format where you're really, doing these big, beautiful feeds, it'll be this overcommitted, bring the hand up, telegraph it, step in and swing. Oftentimes when you're applying this Atemi Waza against an attacker, it's generally, some big overcommitted technique comes at you. One hand's doing one of these almost like Muay Thai style, sweeping kind of outward blocks, while the other hand is shooting this in. Again, this isn't meant to be a knockout blow. It's not meant to be anything powerful. It's meant to be a distractionary strike to buy you time to get in close. If we're talking about applying this in martial arts, it'd be a good way to, just kind of distract them, buy yourself some time while you're moving into the clinch. Or if we're doing Aikido, it's a distraction so that they're not thinking immediately about hitting you. You're buying yourself a fraction of a second to come in with, maybe like an irimi nage, or if you're really good, trapping that hand for something or trapping that arm for something, doing some sort of ikkyo, nikyo, koregaeshi, something like that. So that's kind of the applications of just these basic Aikido Atemi Waza strikes. Oftentimes this is used as a very direct closing in motion, whereas the Yokomenuchi will often be paired with kind of a partial tenkan where you're moving offline. Usually used as a defense against an attack coming in this direction. There. So that's just kind of your basic Aikido Atemi Waza. I plan on doing a few more videos of this, exploring the other striking techniques in Aikido. They also have, similar punches to like Wing Chun. So yeah, look forward to that, and I'll see you in the next video.